September the 19th, 2025. Guys, a beautiful Friday afternoon here. It's a little warm, heat index 106, but compared to the last few years, even that is not bad, so I'm not complaining. We did get just a real light sprinkle of rain night before last. We need more. Things are really drying out, so guys, be very careful with your fires and things like that. Anyway, what you're looking at, some of the newer images of Atlas. They're saying interstellar comet. I'm still not convinced it's a comet at all. But, and what they're saying that there may be a tail starting to form on the back. But guys, you notice, and we've talked about this before, the bluer and the stars in the background, that accounts for that bluer in the light of Atlas. Now it's traveling from here to here, or from left to right and slightly northward. But the sun is behind it. The sun is back over here. I'll show you another image. And if it were a tail, even an ion tail, not just a debris trail, then this glow, guys, would be pointing this way. Maybe a little worse than that, maybe this way, because when you see the other images that shows the SOL indicator or SOL indicator, guys, you will see what I'm talking about. Even if it were a comet with a very little tail, which again, this is light bluing, it would be the opposite direction of the sun. Now that means that you're dealing with solar wind, first of all, continuously throughout our solar system, emanating outward. And that's what counts, or that's what causes the ion tail and a comet. That and the debris trail itself, or the main trail following a comet, the one you see, the main long tail, that will be affected somewhat too. But that ion trail, guys, is the indicator, and there's not one here. If it were, this would be in the opposite direction. Now, being that we're not seeing an ion tail, are we seeing something else happening here with the solar winds? They're full of ions, and this craft's light seems to be out in front of it, not behind it. Now, if it is not a very, very, very old rock, it's almost an asteroid that has no cometary effects at all, like the long tails and all that, and it's just what we're seeing is the brightening of it. Could it be just an extinct asteroid with enough of debris on the surface to be showing us this light? Now it has grown by 40 times in brightness in the last few days. This was 2 days ago on the 17th, and it was already at a 12th magnitude. But again, right now they're saying the forecast is officially broken. Since September began, interstellar comet 3I Atlas, again, I don't think it's a comet, has brightened 40-fold far more than standard models would predict. That's because I don't think it's a comet. It says we can confirm the significant increases in brightness, report Gerald Riemann and Michael Yeager, and they put a lot of images up on space weather and things like that year after year. Our images were taken in Namibia on September 17th, show the comet already at a 12th magnitude. And again, this is the latest images. Comet's moving in this direction, but the sun is behind it. It says the green atmosphere, or the coma, is about 5 arc minutes in diameter, and a tail, which is not a tail, it's a light blur, that continues to point towards the sun, the opposite of the usual direction. That's because it's not a comet. Marshall Eubanks of Space Initiatives Incorporated created this plot showing how 3I Atlas is overperforming compared to standard models. And what they're talking about is the March close approach up into this time. And these are the normal lines, the blue and red ones, but these marks are showing the intensity rising above that normal arc period. This is time of perihelion, when it's behind the sun. We won't see it, and then it's going to come back out in December. But it should be visible until about Halloween and then gone for about a month or so. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see that. If the speed increases, that timing could change. But again, it's overperforming, and they're saying 40-fold the times of magnitude since in 19 days. The sudden increase in brightness may be a temporary outburst. They're saying it could be a sign that the comet will become brighter. I just say the object than initially estimated. Indeed, there's no true standard model for an interstellar comet, and they're saying this is the only third one recorded, so you don't really have a lot to go by as far as history. If this trend continues, Atlas could put on a good show as it passes Mars on October 3rd at a distance of 29 million kilometers. Multiple Mars orbiters will turn to look at the comet, including the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter from NASA, the Trace Gas Orbiter from the European Space Agency, and the Mars Express, also ESA. Astronomers on Earth are encouraged to monitor the comet on this date to support the Martian campaign. Now, this is an image of Atlas. Again, Michael Yeager here, September 7th. Notice right here, the black box, guys, it says SOL 103 degrees this way. In other words, this is not a tail. As it's passing that star right there, it's blurring together, and you're seeing just resonant imaging because the shutters are being left open on the cameras, and that's what you're seeing. But again, it is the blur behind it. It's kind of a teardrop-shaped blur of light is facing the sun. This should be blowing back, like I said a moment ago, this way. Even if the comet is going this way, the eye and tail is going to be the opposite direction of the sun. No tail at all. Don't know why they're saying it. It's like they're trying to hide the fact that it's not a comet. Just saying. Now, on the Eyes in the Skies software, which is on our website at bpearthwatch.com, guys, it's a free download and a link there. The Earth is right here in the blue dot. You see that in the blue orbital ring there. Now, Atlas is coming in here. It's getting close to Mars, and they're saying it's also getting closer to the sun. May have something to do with that 40-fold brightness outburst. But again, notice the real rate is here, September 19, 2025. And what we're going to, let me pull this thing up again. Earth is right here in the bottom corner, blue orbit. Mars is here. Atlas is diving in very close to our ecliptic. Let me turn that up, see it? Now it's about to go behind the sun through November, and it's going to start to dip below the ecliptic about that time, or even with it. It's slightly above it now. And during that time is when I've said it would be the most dangerous time because of the asteroid belt, which is outside the orbit of Mars. So as it dips down behind the sun, it will become invisible, I think, or invisible from Earth after Halloween, like I said, and then reappear outward in early December. And we'll have to see what happens at that point. But let's just, let me kind of get this back around. I'll kind of give you an idea. Again, it's above the ecliptic. It's this line right there. And I like to do it from an Earth-facing perspective, guys, and putting Earth here, the sun there. And let's just speed this thing forward. You'll notice your dates and timestamps start to increase. Now we're on the 20th. It's going to come in closer to Mars. But still, it's a third AU, guys, so you're talking, nearly around 30,000 or 30 million miles, excuse me. Speed it up just a little bit. We're in October the 12th. Now, right here, getting close to Halloween. Let's stop it for just a second. Kind of catch everything up. Atlas has moved here. Earth is here. That's what they're talking about. We're going to lose sight of it because it is going behind the sun from an Earth-facing perspective. It's not just that it's behind it, it's the glare also of the sun, guys, blocks the camera view. But now you see that angle is starting to dive of Atlas. And so we'll see it there, and we're just going to let this thing play forward as it comes back around. and heads out towards Jupiter. And October 28th, November 1st, it's behind the sun as far as the Earth facing. And now it's starting to come back out. And here, you'll notice, if I can get it around here right, that it has crossed the ecliptic, guys. Right there, there's Atlas starting to dive down. It's not as steep as that looks, because here's actually very close to the ecliptic, right there. And you can see the white line. And then it's going to extend out and go down. During that section is the encounter with the asteroid belt. Going to December. Here's Atlas. Very visible from the Earth. It's cut through the asteroid belt. It's going to dive under Jupiter, if all things hold up. Right there. So that's kind of the trail of it, and that's going to be where we see the bright points. Once it comes out from behind the sun, it will probably be very bright if it holds together, and should be very bright pushing back out past the orbit of Mars at least. So guys, I just wanted to point out, again, no tail. I don't care what they say, it's very obvious for someone that's done it this long. And the light is forward, not behind it. And the glow tail, or the camera lens exposure time, is pointed towards the sun. Atlas will turn out to be quite an object before it's all said and done. Really looking forward to getting some more pictures now. It's getting brighter and brighter, and so that we can get a little more detail. Now, I've heard a couple of people talk about 7 comets will reach perihelion, or their close approach to the sun by December, or the end of December. And guys, that's not really that unusual. Now, we're not seeing that many yet, but they'll be coming in and going out. But there's always 3 or 4 floating through. It's a heads up, guys. Be safe.